as we come out of hiding. Us light workers, we love to stay ducked off and in our little cocoons, but we didn't come here just to get enlightened and to hide away in the mountains. We came here to be active in these streets, okay? I'm not just using it for intellectual empowerment. I'm going from the philosopher to the initiate, using the information, using the actual tools in my day-to-day, moment-to-moment experiences and relationships. As I'm using that, I'm seeing everything literally transform right before my eyes. So I just wanted to share some reflections that I've had as I've been noticing certain changes that are happening within me. I would say just over the past 48 hours. And that is, I am noticing how I'm able to pass through patterns of emotional reactions a lot faster than I ever have before. And that is basically mainly because of the practice of meditation and how it's allowing me to be a better observer of my program, of observer of my thoughts and my emotional reactions, and how that affects how I exist in my body and just my overall mood. And I talk so much about this, but I really wanted to hop on and share this because transparency, I don't know how many people who talk about the topics of manifestation, personal development, or even just self-help talk about their own self-reflections as much as they talk about maybe clients that they work with or, give scenarios of other people. But this is my firsthand account. I've just noticed slight changes in how I navigate my days, especially when things come up that are in retrospect and 5 years ago, that version of me would have handled things totally different than how I'm handling things now. And it's not because I have less problems or I have less challenges in my reality. As a matter of fact, I probably have more challenges, but I don't see them as challenges anymore. That's one of the changes that I've noticed, is that I'm seeing problems now as opportunities rather than just as impossible or difficult situations to deal with or navigate. And that is one of the most significant changes, I would say, in how I perceive and process experiences in my life. Even moment to moment things, they're not always like big deal issues. Sometimes they're just like annoyances. I find myself checking in and saying, do I really care that much about this? Is this really that much of a big deal? Is this the only way that I could see this thing that's in front of me? I know it's agitating. Yes, it is. But like in about an hour or two from now, or even tomorrow, will I even care about it? And if the answer is no, then I find myself quickly shifting. And that would be significant change that I noticed, number 2, which is how quickly I'm able to shift my mindset and just return to being more present. The third change that I've noticed, my level of comfort with expressing emotions. One of the things that I've always been very conscious of is that how I feel is not someone else's responsibility. And it's not to say that I can't rely on someone for comfort. It's just that I never put myself in a position to depend on someone for comfort. I'm learning how to work with and soothe my own inner child and my own emotional wounds as they happen in real time. But I'm learning to do it fairly quickly. Like if I'm really upset about something and I need a good cry, I'm gonna go cry. But then I'm gonna get back on the good foot. My bounce back is like quick, and I'm not allowing myself to linger in frequencies that I don't feel truly serve me in the long haul, because I do believe that we are meant to express every emotion. That's why we have such a wide spectrum of them. You're human. To be human, it means to be emotionally expressive. And when we suppress it, I don't believe that that's a good thing. So I don't allow myself to suppress, especially with everything that I know now about how emotions are basically chemical reactions in the body and the effect that it could have on our overall nervous system and our overall health. Because a mind not at ease creates an internal environment where your body is not at ease, and that is exactly what dis-ease means. It's a mind and body not at ease. Understanding that makes me 100% accountable for, regardless of what's happening in my reality and why I'm having an emotional reaction, I take full responsibility for working with myself, giving myself time and the attention that I need to express the emotion so I can move through it and not suppress it. And finally, I would say I'm noticing how the repetition of using these tools, of meditation, of even reading books and consuming information that reminds me of my divine role as the observer, the I am, the consciousness, all of that is very useful, and the repetition of it all is what's helping me to bring this wisdom, this enlightenment, to help elevate the spaces that we enter as we cultivate heaven on earth within ourselves, and we take that into every space that we enter. We have an effect on those spaces. We have an effect on every person that we encounter from the work we do within. It's literally the embodiment of being an alchemist, because if I approach situations from that same old program, being reactive, I get the same results. But if I approach it with this higher state of consciousness, because I am now using tools that help me remember that I am the ultimate observer, that I am, and that these things which are constantly changing, they have no legs. They can be transmuted and transformed and alchemized. And so, in essence, as the initiate, you are the alchemist. And you get to that level of mastery through the repetition of it all. And gauging what I'm doing, reflecting and gauging the progress. Like, what did I learn? What am I learning? How can I get even better at this? And so we're going from the philosopher to the initiate to the master. And all of you who are on this journey with me, this is just me sharing my experience. I know so many of you can relate, and I would love to hear from you in the comments as you are on your journey practicing some of these tools that I talk about on this platform, to just, reflect a little bit on how you've noticed changes in your own life. I would love to hear from you. There is power in community. There's so many more people out there like this, like me, like you, like us. This is by no means trying to relay a point that my days go without hitches because I'm aware of certain things or I talk about these topics. It couldn't be further from the opposite, actually. I feel like the best students oftentimes get the best lessons. Impossible situations are really opportunity in disguise. And so I definitely get my fair share of challenges and lessons, but I'm very proud of how I've been able to navigate them using the tools that I actually talk about on this platform, and that I'm just really passionate about, not just learning, but sharing with other people as I have breakthroughs for myself. So my days absolutely don't go without a hitch. I use every tool that I talk about on this platform because I have always come from the standpoint of not wanting to share about anything that I'm not familiar with. Not the type of person who will come on here and try to sell you marketing advice when I'm not actually practicing it, right? Like, I didn't want to be the person who came on here talking about helping you become a millionaire when I haven't made millions yet, right? Like, so I don't make promises of things that I've not touched myself. My purpose is to share things that I've overcome, and that's difficult emotions. That's unwanted patterns, right? Yes, I know how to manifest, and we all have our own levels of what we're in alignment with at different seasons of our lives, but I'm not the one to come on and promise you something that I have not done yet. I talk more about day-to-day living, things that anybody can relate to, whether you have millions of dollars in the bank or nothing at all. Things that I grow through and I share here, any and everybody can relate to if you're human. That's my purpose of sharing. Fellow light workers, I know y'all here, so tap in. Let me know you in the comments. Drop a comment, drop some emojis. We in this piece. And until next time, this is your reminder. You got this.